All right, we are multiplying monomial with another monomial. When you multiply variables, you have to add your exponents. Okay, that's when I have x squared times an x to the third. That'll give me x to the 2 plus 3, which equals x to the 5. So the rule here is when you're multiplying variables, you add your exponents. Now, if there were numbers in the front, say you have a 3 and say you have a 2, you still multiply the numbers in the front. So that's 3 times 2, which is 6. So again, multiply the numbers in the front, but what do you do with the exponents on variables? You add them. All right, so let's look over here on number 3. We got negative 3 times negative 1. So you can rewrite this as negative 3a to the b to the 4, a times b to the 4, times negative 1b to the 4. All right, so your numbers in the front here are negative 3 times negative 1, which is positive 3. And I don't have another a to multiply to this a, but I have b to the 4 times b to the 4, which is b to the 8, because I add these exponents together. So my end product is going to be 3ab to the 8. And we call it a product because it's the result of two items being multiplied together. So that is a product of these two factors here, these two monomials. All right, so let's go ahead and look at number 7. So 7, 9, and 11 and 15 are all similar. So again, multiply the numbers in the front. 2 times 3 is 6. Okay, you got your x's here that you're going to add the exponents because you're multiplying them. So this is 2 plus 3, which is 5. And then y to the third. So make sure that you know that this is y to the first power. So y to the second power times y to the first power is y to the 2 plus 1, which is y to the third power. So again, you're doing 2 times 3, which gives you 6. X squared times x to the third power is x to the 2 plus 3. And then y to the second times y to the first power is y to the 2 plus 1. And there it is. That's my end product. All right, look at number 9. Numbers in the front, multiply. What is negative 3 times 3? It's negative 9. All right, and then we have to look at our a's. We have a to the third power times a to the second power. Again, you're going to add them. So that's a to the fifth power. And I have my b's. So b to the first power times b to the third power, and that'll give me b to the 1 plus 3, which is b to the fourth power. And I'm done with number 9. Now let's look at number 11. Number 11, you have 4 times 2, which is 8. So 4 times 2, and that is 8. All right, so we got 4 times 2, which is 8, and now I have to look at my u's. So I have u to the third power times u to the second power, and that is u to the 3 plus 2. So that's u to the fifth power. And now I need to look at my v's. So I have v to the third power times v to the first power, and that is v to the 3 plus 1, which is v to the fourth power. Again, so when you're multiplying your variables, you have to add your exponents. All right, number 15. Negative 3 times negative 4 is 12. So we got 12 here. Then we have to do our a's. A to the 1 times a to the 1 is a to the second power, which is 1 plus 1. All right, and then our b to the third power times b to the fourth power is b to the 3 plus 4, which is b to the seventh power. And that's how you do numbers 3, 7, 9, 11, and 15. All right, let's go ahead and move to a different type, which is when you have a power of a product. power of a product. So when you have a power outside of a parentheses, everything on the inside gets that power. So we have negative 3 to the power of 4, then we have x squared to the power of 4, and then we have y to the third to the power of 4. Alright, now negative 3 to the power of 4 is the same thing as negative 3 times negative 3 times negative 3 times negative 3. What is negative 3 times negative 3? 9 times negative 3, negative 27 times negative 3, positive 81. Alright, now what do you do when you have an exponent raised to another exponent? What you're going to do here is you're going to multiply them. So this is the same thing as saying x to the 2 times 4. So what you do here is you multiply them. So this is going to be x to the 8th. And again, take this and it's going to be y to the 3 times 4, which is y to the 12th. And I'm done. Alright, let's do the same thing with number 8. This time, this 4 is going to be, everything on the inside is going to have a power of 4. So we got a 3 to the 4th power, y to the 4th power, and then x squared to the 4th power. Again, these, you're going to multiply them. And this right here is 81, like in the previous problem. 3 times 3 times 3 times 3, and we got y to the 4th. And we have x to the 8th, because you multiply these exponents over here. Exponent to an exponent, multiply. 14, everything gets a power of 4. That means the negative 2 gets a power of 4, and the n squared gets a power of 4. Okay, this is negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2. So negative 2 times negative 2 is 4, times negative 2 is negative 8, and times negative 2 is positive 16. And what do we do when we have an exponent to an exponent? We multiply that. That's 2 times 4. What is 2 times 4? That is n to the 8th. Alright, 16. I do not see any parentheses. This is all multiplication. You're just multiplying now instead of 2 monomials, 1, 2, 3 monomials. So what do you do first? You multiply the numbers on the in front, the coefficients on the in the front. So we're going to do negative 2 times negative 4. Negative 2 times 2 is negative 4. Negative 4 times negative 4 is positive 16. So 16 is going to be the coefficient in the front. Now I have to look at my x's. X to the 3rd power times x to the 4th power. When we're multiplying, what do we do with the exponents? We add them. We have to add them. So this would be x to the 7th. Now looking at my y's, I have 3 y terms. So I have y squared times y to the 4th times y to the 3rd. What do we do with the exponents when we're multiplying? We add them. So 2 plus 4 is 6, plus 3 is 9. Y to the 9. And that is my answer. Alright, number 18. Negative 2 times negative 3, negative 4. So we got negative 2 times negative 3 times negative 4. We got positive 6 here, times negative 4 is negative 24. Then I have to do the m's. So I have m to the 1 times m to the 4. And again we add, so that's m to the 5th. And then now my n's, we have n to the 4th times n to the 3rd times n to the 4th. And what do we do with those? We add them. So 4 plus 3 is 7, plus 4 is 11. And that is my product. Alright, and that is monomial times a monomial.